Hey there, buddy. Imagine waking up to a super special whisper that's just for you, like a cozy hug from the sky saying everything's gonna be okay. Listen close, because this quiet morning is calling you into something awesome. My dear child, you wake to a stillness that holds a gentle invitation, a promise quietly echoing in the air of this early hour. Though the world around you may feel uncertain, though your heart stirs with old questions and subtle aches, I am present with you now. This is no accident. Your soul is being drawn into a fresh beginning. My care for you is not far off or for a distant past. I am here in this moment with you as you listen, offering a word designed not just for anyone, but for you. Feel how your breath rises and falls. Let your mind settle into the certainty that I see you. You are not alone. What you need will be unveiled step by step. Do not rush past the gentle guidance I am giving. In these moments, pause. Sense the quiet dawn and the promise resting at the edge of your awareness. I call you into gratitude before worry takes its place. Whisper thanks for the unseen shield around you, for the simple fact that you are here and can listen for my voice. When your mind begins to race, I invite you to draw a deep breath and lift your eyes. Let the doubts pause. Notice the small signs of care, warmth on your skin, the hush that settles when you slow down to be with me. These signals are the evidence of my love interlaced through your ordinary hours. Beloved, so much good will unfold today, not because of your striving, but because I am working with you and for you. I know how easily anxious thoughts loop in the background, turning every decision into a tangle. Rest your heart in me now. Imagine my hand gently settling over yours. Nothing escapes my attention. Not the fears you hide, not the hopes you hesitate to voice, not the silent prayers for those you love. Give each concern to me now, as if placing it softly in my palm. Breathe out. Trust that you are heard. Let the light of this new morning remind you that my mercies renew with the sun's rising. Each day carries fresh possibility. If you would begin with gratitude, you would find your vision sharpened, seeing gold in what seemed only dust. Practice this inward, turning a murmured thank you for lungs that fill, for the presence within your home, for family who carries both joy and burden with you. When you bless the day before knowing what it holds, you step into my rhythm of confidence and rest. My child, surrender is not failure nor passivity. To place your plans and struggles in my hands is the bravest thing you can do. Let go of what you cannot control and trust my timing. You want clarity, answers, control. Yet it is patience that opens the door to my best. When you release your grip, you let me cultivate far more than you could make happen alone. Trust that the waiting spaces are holy ground. In these pauses, I am reshaping your heart, giving you wisdom. Choose patience over haste. You are not falling behind by walking with me. You may wonder if your prayers for your family disappear into silence, or if I see the unseen battles you face on their behalf. Know that I cover each one with my love. You are not carrying them alone. When you worry for their future, I am already ahead, preparing the way, sending strength for every shadow, guiding steps you cannot see. I honor every quiet act of love, every tear unnoticed by others. Let that burden lighten. Now you are heard, and those you love are never outside my reach. There are questions blooming in your heart. Will I make it through this storm? What if everything changes? Can my love be trusted with all these unknowns? I am not afraid of your questions. Hold nothing back. I welcome every tremble of doubt, every what if, every uncertain longing. Do not hide. Instead, release your anxious thoughts. Even now, let the confession rise on your breath. I need you. I can't do this alone. I am scared, but I am willing. In that honesty, my comfort comes close like morning light through a half-open window. Remember, I lead you along paths not always explained in advance. I know which doors are meant to open and which are best kept closed. When the way is unclear, choose integrity. Do not chase shortcuts or compromise your values for the promise of ease. Your destiny is not built overnight or by force. I have long been preparing you for more than you imagine. The path will unfold as you walk it. Step by step, I strengthen you. You will not falter, for my spirit goes before you. So even now as you listen, let the day's worries fall away for this moment. Feel my presence steadying your mind, softening the tension you woke up carrying. Rest in this stillness and allow hope to emerge. There are blessings planted in the soil of today, waiting for you to notice. You will not discover them by worrying, but by trusting, by opening your heart, letting gratitude take root where criticism once tried to grow. In the hidden quiet, my wisdom rises. You, dear one, have not been forgotten. Your identity is anchored not in your mistakes or in the world's shifting standards, but in my enduring love. I call you enough, chosen, precious. Every time you doubt this, return to me. My voice is gentle, steady, never condemning. I am committed to shaping you into my likeness, drawing out strength you never knew you possessed. Where you see limitation, I see promise. Where you feel weakness, I bring power, not for a moment, but as a continual stream, always available, always near. Gently set your expectations for this day in my hands. Anticipate goodness, not because you must perform for blessing, but because I am with you in all things. When you encounter difficulty, call on me. When anxiety starts to rise, take a slow exhale. Place your hand over your heart. Feel its beating. Remember you are alive because I sustain you. Return to gratitude. Let it change the atmosphere around you. My nearness transforms even the simplest of routines into sacred moments filled with purpose. There is more for you than mere survival. I invite you to thrive in my presence, learning to see beauty right where you are, even if circumstances have not shifted. Look for my care in the details, the kindness of a stranger, the laughter of a child, the quiet assurance that washes over you in unexpected moments. All these are signs that I am at work pulling you gently toward hope. This is not the end of your story. You are walking into newness one breath at a time. I have seen the longing in your heart, the quiet ache that surfaces when you are alone with your thoughts. Even when you cover it with laughter or activity, you are not invisible to me, nor are your struggles dismissed as small or insignificant. Every moment of uncertainty, every unspoken prayer, every shiver of hope or shadow of doubt is known and cherished by me. My gaze upon you is steady and kind. I am never rushed, never impatient, but wholly present with you in this very instant. Even now, as you read these words or hear them echo in your heart, my love for you is actively reaching out, not as a far-off ideal, but as a living source of comfort and strength. You may not always recognize my presence in the noise of your daily life. Doubts may press close. Fear may seem persistent, but my nearness does not depend on your certainty. I am not drawn near by your deserving, nor pushed away by your failures. My faithfulness is uninterrupted and unwavering. When shame would urge you to hide or exhaustion makes you want to give up, remember that I do not measure you by your weakness. I hold you in the grace that does not end. I understand every contradiction within you, the way you can hope and despair almost in the same breath. Even those tensions, that back and forth of longing and fear become the soil in which my kindness can take deeper root. From the very beginning, you were made in my image, marked by a dignity nothing can take away. I see the strengths in you that you often overlook, the goodness that persists even when you falter. My delight in you is free from the calculations and comparisons, so common in your world. You do not disappoint me by being human. I made you with limitations and desires, with curiosity and the need to belong. These are not flaws in my eyes, but part of the beauty that is uniquely yours. When you question your worth, let my voice remind you, you are cherished and chosen. There is no circumstance, no history or wound that can unmake the care I have woven into your being. The world sometimes offers you versions of love and acceptance that are fragile, contingent on performance, on appearance, on agreement. But my love for you is not so brittle. I am the one who called light out of darkness. I see the light in you even when you cannot. When disappointments come, when dreams are delayed or lost, I grieve with you. I am present in your pain, not as a distant observer, but as the one who knows you fully and remains near. I gather up every tear, hold every sigh, and nothing is wasted. Sorrow is not a sign that you are abandoned. Pain does not mean you have failed me. Even in seasons when you walk in shadow, I am beside you, carrying burdens you don't even know you bear. Do not fear bringing your deepest confusion or anger to me. I am not startled by your questions, nor threatened by your doubts. I would rather hear your honest lament than distant praise performed out of habit. Let your prayers be raw, your longing unfiltered. When you are too tired for words, I am patient with your silence. My spirit remains close, drawing you even through sighs too deep for speech. I know the wounds that shape your fears, the memories that haunt you, the dreams you barely dare to name. There is nothing you need to hide from me. I am the healer, patient and gentle, always working for your good. Where you see failure, I see growth. What you interpret as brokenness, I regard as the opening for new life to begin. I am not frustrated by the pace at which you change, nor disappointed by how often you must begin again. I am never disgusted by your frailty. My grace abounds most where you feel yourself running empty. All that I have I offer freely. Patience for your restlessness, mercy for your regrets, hope in your days of emptiness. My hands are steady. Your weakness is not a threat to me. Trust that I am carrying you forward, shaping your story in ways you may not yet understand. I invite you to draw near to me, not in fear of judgment, but in the assurance that you are profoundly loved. Even as you wrestle with your limitations and the seeming silence between us, I am always inviting you closer into relationship, into honesty, into peace. My heart toward you has not changed, even in the moments when you have wandered or doubted or chosen what is less than love. I run toward you, not away, and welcome you before you can even complete your apologies. My joy is found in your return. Your mere presence delights me. You may worry about the path ahead or wonder how you will find your way. Trust that my guidance is not a riddle meant to confound you. I do not demand perfection before I lead. I walk with you as you are step by step. My wisdom is not reserved for the flawless, but given generously to those who ask. Even when it comes through quiet nudges or pauses that urge patience, you do not travel alone. My promise is not that you will be spared all difficulty, but that no hardship will separate you from my love or purpose for your life. Even in struggle, I am at work, drawing you deeper into courage, resilience, and hope. As you move through each day, remember that you are held not by your own strength or consistency, but by my steadfast love. Trust that nothing in your story is beyond redemption. There are new mercies waiting each morning. Gifts I give with gladness, not reluctance. Receive them without suspicion, without shame. Every breath, every moment given is proof that I am with you. Rest in the assurance that you are known, treasured, never alone. My love for you does not waver. It is the ground beneath your feet, steady and sure. I am always with you now and forever, loving you beyond measure. Beloved child, as you keep walking through your days, know my presence is closer than your breath. Even when you can't see how all things fit together, I gather every moment of your life. Each hope, fear, failure, and new beginning within my understanding. When your mind stirs with worry, or your heart aches with longing, I am right there. No secret thought is hidden from me. Yet you are cherished, not condemned. My love seeks no reason. It is not weighed like a transaction or earned as a wage. I am the beginning and fulfillment of all affection. And even as you question, doubt, or wander, my gaze never drifts from you. You may fret that your mistakes have built walls I cannot cross. My mercy, however, is not stopped by your shame or regret. I do not tally up your errors to withdraw from you. When you repent, I embrace you not with cold tolerance, but with the joy of a parent running to their child. Your weakness does not make you less precious to me. It draws me nearer, your brokenness inviting my healing. Let my voice be the one you listen for amid the noise. It is patient, steady, and always calling you home. My forgiveness has no shadow of reluctance and does not preserve a record of wrongs to be thrown back at you in anger. In pain, you may wonder if you are alone. Yet, I assure you, I walk beside you, sometimes in silence, always in solidarity. My compassion does not diminish when your faith wavers. When tears fall, I count them and lift each one with the tenderness of one who deeply understands. I do not despise your frailty. I remember how I formed you, and I hold your humanity with gentleness. Some days you will not feel strong or sure, but my faithfulness does not rest on your strength. It flows from my own constancy. There will be storms in this world, confusion that rattles your confidence, and voices that speak of fear and despair. Listen for me in the quiet places. Notice the peace that unfurls even when you cannot explain its source. I am not a distant authority, coldly watching from afar. My spirit intercedes for you when words fail. My wisdom is available when your questions are raw and urgent. Trust does not mean pretending all is well, but bringing me your perplexity, your joys and hopes, your grief and longing, and allowing me to hold them with you. As you encounter others, learn to see them with the attentive care I use when I regard you. The dignity I bestow on you, I have given to every person. No one is invisible to my sight. Where you feel the stir of compassion, let love guide your choices. Patience, kindness, humility. These are not unreachable ideals, but gifts I offer as you live each day. When you are tempted to judge harshly or withhold grace, remember the gentleness with which I lead you. Offer to others the measureless acceptance I pour out on you. Let your heart be a refuge, mirroring mine to those who hunger for kindness. Remember, your life is not small in my purposes. The details that escape your attention are each significant to me. I have not left you to find your way alone. My spirit stirs within you, whispering reminders of your belonging. Even when the road turns and beloved dreams fade, I remain constant. There will be new chapters, places where healing comes in ways you did not expect, and gifts reveal themselves quietly in the aftermath of sorrow. Trust that what I begin in you is not abandoned. My plans, though not always visible in the moment, are woven through with goodness and hope. Let your prayers come honestly without rehearsal or performance. Your words need not be eloquent for me to hear them. Your silence is not wasted in my presence. Tell me what weighs on you. Share your gratitude and frustration alike. I invite all of your heart, not just the polished parts. I am the one who knows your inmost being, and I would rather have your truthful struggle than empty rituals. Trust that where you open your heart, I meet you with gentle strength. When fear rises, let my promises anchor you. Nothing can separate you from my love, not trouble, not your failures, not powers seen or unseen. Though darkness crowds close at times, the brilliance of my love remains unchanged. Do not be afraid to hope, for I am stronger than despair. Where forgiveness seems impossible, where restoration looks out of reach, know that my ability far exceeds your imagination. What you give to me, even when all you have is pain or confusion, I receive fully. As you walk ahead, imperfect and beloved, trust that I celebrate every step forward, no matter how hesitant. My delight in you is not based on achievement, but on my unwavering affection. I see the seeds of compassion, mercy, truth planted deep within you, sometimes unnoticed by others, but always seen by me. Let love lead you, for there is freedom in letting go of fear and embracing the life I give. And when you falter, when you wonder if you matter, listen for my assurance. You are mine, wholly known, dearly loved, never forsaken. Lean on my faithfulness, for I will never abandon you. Each dawn brings my mercies anew. Each night I watch over you. Where you are weary, find rest in me. Where you long for meaning, I invite you into the wide horizon of my hope. Walk with me day by day. This journey is made together, and my love will not fail. Beloved, when you seek me with an honest heart, know that I am already near. I watch over you when you feel unseen. I lean close when you pray, but I am with you also in the silence. In the moments when your voice falters and you wonder whether anyone hears, your longing and your questioning do not push me away. They draw my heart toward you. Even as you wrestle with doubts, I hold you steady, cherishing every moment you risk being vulnerable with me. I do not scorn your struggles. I understand every fear that tugs at you, every longing buried too deep for words. No moment of your searching is ever wasted. I meet you there time and again, my nearness steady as the dawn. Your life has always mattered to me across every season through losses and joys alike. Not once have you slipped from my attention. Every detail woven into your story is transparent before my eyes. Your pain, your hope, your desire to be known and loved as you truly are. If only you could see yourself as I see you. So often you measure your worth by what you accomplish, by the opinions of others, or by the anxious weight you carry. You worry that you disappoint me, that your mistakes define you, or that I must surely turn away when you fail. My child, listen. You are precious in my sight because I formed you with care, not for what you do, but because you are. My delight is not reserved only for your triumphs. I rejoice over you even as you struggle, for I see the goodness I placed in you from the beginning. I see the image of myself shining, sometimes dimly, sometimes bright, and I whisper to your heart, Do not be afraid. Everyday mercies spring forth anew. My forgiveness runs deeper than every shadow you fear to name. Trust in this. There is nowhere you can wander that I will not seek you. No distance too great for my love to reach. As you journey in a world where pain and injustice linger, I want you to remember that I have not left you powerless or abandoned. I know how easily burdens become too heavy, how injustice and cruelty weigh on your spirit. When you grieve for what is broken, know that I too am moved. My own heart aches with you, and I gather your tears as treasures. Yet I call you not merely to endure, but to participate with me in restoring goodness. You are called to be a bearer of light, even when the night feels endless. I strengthen you for compassion that surprises even you. The small choices you make to love and forgive, to speak truth, to help the wounded. These matter deeply to me. Though it may seem that your kindnesses vanish unnoticed, each one echoes in eternity. I see every act of love offered in secret, every burden you shoulder for others, every prayer you breathe for a world in need. Let my voice become your source of courage and hope. When others misunderstand or reject you, when shadows gather around your spirit and despair tempt you to give up, remember I am with you in every storm. Do not let your failures or the failures of others convince you that hope is all but lost. In moments of confusion or heartache, pause and seek me again. Listen for the gentle reminder that your story is not yet complete and that my purposes are not thwarted by setbacks or sorrow. What looks like loss today, I can shape for healing tomorrow. Even out of suffering, I bring about beauty that endures. I never leave you overwhelmed by darkness. Each morning, I surround you with grace for that day. In weakness, you are not diminished. You are held. Allow yourself to rest for a moment and feel my sustaining love, the strength that flows from my nearness, the reassurance that you are carried even as you struggle forward. When you entrust your worries and wounds to me, I do not respond with indifference. I draw close to comfort, to heal, to renew your soul. Trust me enough to bring every burden and confession, yes, every fear and even your anger. Nothing shocks or burdens me. I already know the depths of your heart. The act of offering is precious. For in laying these things before me, you open yourself to receive what you truly need. Not always answers or escape, but a peace that holds you steady, a joy that returns like spring after a harsh winter. I bring hope where it seemed unthinkable, and I gently call you forward, step by step, reminding you who you are in my eyes. I urge you also to see others as I see you, beloved, worth searching for, never beyond redemption. Treat them with patience and mercy, even when your own heart struggles to forgive or understand. When you love those hardest to love, you walk in my steps. For I have never ceased reaching out to those lost or wounded. Do not be afraid of being misunderstood, of loving extravagantly in a cautious world, or of holding out hope when cynicism seems easier. Let your life be an echo of my compassion, not by striving, but by resting in the love you have received. When you stumble, return to me. I never grow weary of lifting you up. You ask if your life will ever amount to something, if you will ever see change or fruit from what you give. Trust my timing, for much of my work begins in hidden places. Roots grow before blossoms ever appear. What I begin I bring to completion. You may not see every harvest, but I am faithful. Your hope is not misplaced. Keep your eyes open for my presence in the ordinary, the quiet ways I surprise you with beauty, comfort, or purpose. Every day contains gifts meant for you, reminders that I see and cherish you. Remain open to my guidance and gentle correction. I shape you not with harsh demands, but with patient fatherly love. I do not demand perfection from you, but faithfulness. Steps taken in trust, choices made from love. When you falter, run to me, not away. I will meet you with compassion, teach you through your regrets, and help you begin again. Know above all that nothing can separate you from my love. Not your weakness, not your failures, not the wounds of your past, nor the uncertainty of your future. Even when you feel alone, you are firmly held. You are known fully and loved completely. I take joy in walking with you through all your days. Be assured, your story matters more than you know, and my purposes for you are good. Wherever you find yourself as you read these words, my embrace is waiting, unchanging, trustworthy, and full of grace. Come as you are. I am here. When you turn the eyes of your soul toward me, even in weariness or doubt, you are met not with judgment, but with the warmth of my embrace. Every sigh of longing, every whisper of hope has reached me. I am never distant nor indifferent. My presence fills the quiet spaces where you second-guess your worth, and the hurried moments when you wonder if I notice your striving. I see you utterly in fullness beyond the masks you wear for the world or the shields you lift in self-protection. There is nothing you could say or do that would make me recoil or draw back. I made you delightful and precious, crafted with purpose, and I do not regret a single moment of your existence. My affection for you is not rationed, waiting for you to earn it. It pours out in constant overflow, regardless of how you measure yourself or how others have failed to love you well. Do not mistake the silence of trials for my absence. In the depths of your sorrow and confusion, I am already there, holding the grief with you, carrying the questions that feel too heavy to speak aloud. Your pain is not meaningless. It does not vanish into darkness without my notice. Even when life unsettles and storms swirl, you are secure. I hold the boundaries of your being firm, and in my love, no shadow is unexamined. The world may wound you with its harshness, but I am always tending the wounds no one else can see. I gather every tear as a testimony to your courage and trust, and I weave these tears into resilience, strength that surprises you, and compassion for others that flourishes from places of past pain. You seek purpose and sometimes feel lost, unable to see the path ahead. Let your heart rest in me. I do not dangle meaning before you like a prize just beyond reach. Instead, I guide your steps with patience and care, taking joy in each small act of kindness, each gesture of truth spoken in love. You may feel ordinary, but through your ordinary days, my grace moves powerfully, transforming hurt into hope, fear into trust, doubt into faith. You are my beloved child. I take joy in watching you discover new mercies each morning, in witnessing the way you choose to persevere despite disappointment or fatigue. Every choice to love, to forgive, to turn again toward what is good, is me at work in you. There will be days when you cannot lift your spirit, when hope is thin and the world seems stripped of beauty. Do not think that your weakness repels me. In truth, it opens you to the fullness of my compassion. Where you run out of words in your prayers, my spirit speaks for you. Where you falter, I am steady. When you are tempted to believe you are too broken or too much, remember that I do not shame or reject you. Instead, I gather your fragments, creating something more enduring than what the world calls whole. Come to me not only in strength, but especially in vulnerability. For it is there that my nearness is most tender and my love most transformative. Let go of the need to always have answers. The questions that keep you awake at night are not a threat to me. I am the author of all truth, and your seeking delights me. I do not hide myself as a test or trial. I invite you deeper, to trust me even in what you do not understand. Your faith is not proven by certainty, but by your willingness to turn toward me, even with trembling hands and faltering words. Rest, for I hold what you cannot carry, and I see every struggle. The world may be impatient with your process, but I wait for you with unhurried delight, encouraging you as you learn, forgive, and try again. Wherever you venture, I walk beside you. Shadows may fall across your path, and storms may rise, but none of these can dislodge you from my care. Look for me not just in moments of victory or spiritual insight, but in the quiet, in the mundane, and in the sorrowful places you would rather avoid. You will find me there, unafraid of your doubts and unmoved by your fears. My presence is not a fleeting feeling, nor a reward for religious performance, but a promise anchored deeper than circumstance. Forgiveness, too, comes not from your perfection, but from my heart overflowing with mercy. When guilt threatens to suffocate your spirit, remember that I have already made a way for you. I do not keep a ledger of your failures to use against you. I invite you into freedom. Nothing you confess surprises me. I see you completely and love you entirely. Accept my pardon, not as a grudging reprieve, but as the renewal of your truest identity, cherished, cleansed, called by name. You wonder sometimes if you matter amidst the vast expanse of humanity, if your prayers make any difference in the world's pain. Know this every time. You lift your voice, Every time you act from compassion or faith, you participate in the redeeming work I am doing. You are more than a bystander in history. You are an emissary of my love, a witness to hope that endures beyond disappointment. I work through your hesitations and your boldness alike. There is no action, however small, offered in love or trust, that I let fall away unused or unnoticed. Through you, I bring comfort to the afflicted, light to places of despair, and healing to wounds that run deep. Trust that I delight in your existence. Let your soul breathe in my kindness. There is nothing complicated or strained about my affection. I am here faithful through your seasons of abundance and your winters of loss. Steadfast whether you soar or stumble. When the world feels unreliable and fragile, let me be your anchor. My promise is this: you are never abandoned, never unseen. In the fullness of my love, you may rest and find the courage to live, to hope, to love more deeply, knowing that I am unwaveringly with you. Beloved, I see how you search for meaning in the shadows and the sunlight alike, moving through your days with questions that weigh upon your heart. You wonder if all that you offer, the kindness, the silent prayers, the moments of surrender, matters to me. Know this: not a single breath, not one desire for goodness escapes my attention. Even as you feel small or unseen, I am as close to you as your next thought, nearer than you can comprehend. My love for you is not measured in your successes or failures, but is constant, deep as eternity, present in every ordinary moment. There are times when discouragement presses against your spirit. When you see the world's brokenness mirrored in your own feeling of inadequacy, you ask why suffering persists, why sometimes your efforts seem fruitless. Take comfort in knowing that I do not ask you to carry the whole weight of the world. I only ask you to trust in me step by step, to let courage rise even as tears fall. When you help, when you forgive, when you hope despite disappointment, you create echoes of my love, echoes that touch and change lives in ways you may never notice. You sometimes believe your questions must have tidy answers, that doubts reflect a failing of faith. But I tell you, faith is not a rigid certainty. It is a living relationship. Bring me your uncertainties. Pour out your anger, your confusion, your dreams that have withered. I will not turn you away, nor will I shame your deepest honesty. Your wrestling is not a threat to our bond, but a sign that you yearn for truth and closeness with me. When you are too tired to speak, I am already holding you. Even as storms or quiet emptiness fill your days, I am at work in hidden ways. There is nothing wasted. Not your laughter, not your pain, not the smallest act of love. Sometimes you may see only loss, but I am quietly gathering the broken pieces. With gentle patience, I help you discover that what feels shattered can become the cradle of new hope. My purpose for you grows within every ordinary day, shaped not by dramatic moments, but by the steady unfolding of trust and willingness. I delight in your uniqueness, your strengths and your weaknesses, your doubts as well as your confidence. You need not pretend before me. Masks have no purpose here. Let yourself be as you truly are. For I'm shaping you not into someone else, but into the fullest expression of the person I envisioned when I formed you. In every chapter, I work patiently, not rushing you to some distant image of perfection, but nurturing your growth, your learning, your deepest joy. My mercy is wider than your regrets. My patience deeper than all your fears. When you feel yourself unworthy, handicapped by mistakes or wounds, remember that my love does not depend on worthiness. I do not love you because you never fail. I love you because you are mine. Guilt and shame do not draw me away from you. In the places where you feel most unlovable, my light shines tenderly and brings new life. Allow yourself to rest in my forgiveness, knowing that nothing you have done or failed to do can lose you my affection. I wait for you, arms always open. As you love others, you share my heart. When you listen and give, when you make peace, when you lift the hurting, you show with your life the reality of my being. I empower you to be an answer to prayer, a signpost for hope. Even when you wonder if your words or presence are enough, you are part of something larger than your understanding, woven into the mysterious wisdom of all I create and redeem. Trust that even your smallest offerings become seeds of renewal in the soil of my kingdom. Sometimes grief and longing may feel endless, but do not mistake absence of feeling for absence of me. I wait with you in sorrow. I do not hurry you through pain, but comfort and strengthen you as you journey through it. Let my love in. Let it heal what feels shattered. Soothe what is raw. I know what it is to cry, to be misunderstood, to endure loss. Your pain is never hidden from me. I carry it with you until healing dawns. I long for you to recognize your belonging, not earned nor bargained for, simply given because you are my beloved. Instead of striving for impossible perfection, let yourself rest in my faithful presence. Let hope revive where it has grown faint. Even in uncertainty, I offer you peace that reaches deeper than circumstances, a quiet assurance that your life matters now and always. Take my hand each day, and I will walk with you through every shadow and sunlight. Offer me your whole heart, all its beauty and its brokenness. Bring me your tangled fears, your wandering thoughts, your faint hopes. I do not despise your weakness. I redeem it. I am not waiting for you to become unbreakable. I cherish your courage to love again, to trust again, to try again. Even when life is hard, my spirit longs to help you notice my gifts. Moments of laughter, unexpected kindness, the quiet beauty hidden in routine. Do not measure your life by comparison. You are not lost in a crowd, nor defined by others' opinions. I know your secret hurts, your silent aspirations. I see the effort behind each act of goodness, even when no one else notices. Let go of the lie that your value is conditional. You are treasured beyond measure, chosen as you are, and no mistake or misstep can separate you from my care. Hold this truth close. My plans for you are not ruined by disappointment or delay. If you face choices, not knowing which path will lead to joy, trust that I will guide each step. When you seek wisdom, I do not answer with riddles, but with invitation. Come close. Listen. Trust your heart, shaped by my love. The way will not always be easy or clear, but I promise you my presence always. My peace does not depend on the shifting world, but is anchored in my unchanging commitment. I delight to walk with you, to teach you, to watch you become more truly yourself. Rest in assurance. Nothing in your life is wasted. The love you offer, the tears you have shed, the hopes you have nursed, and the prayers you have whispered, all gather meaning in my hands. I bring beauty out of ashes, renewal from fatigue, hope from despair. Trust in this. You are cherished, forgiven, invited, and held. Keep listening, for each day I speak your name with tenderness, longing to draw you ever closer to my heart. Do not be afraid when shadows deepen, nor when silence lingers longer than you would wish. I am unshaken by your troubles, not because I do not see them, but because my presence in them is surer than any storm you could imagine. When you carry burdens that ache beyond speech, I am not a distant observer. I am closer than your breathing, attending to every tremor of your heart. My compassion is not reserved for your good days alone. It flows most freely to you in your sorrow. In your tears, I hear prayers deeper than words can bear. Even as you struggle to understand the reasons for suffering, I dwell with you in the middle of it. There is no agony so sharp that I have not known it. Nothing alien in your grief, your loneliness, your longing to return to. A place of joy. When you are angry, uncertain, or unable to muster hope, I do not withdraw. I come to you as comforter and healer, patient with your doubts, never impatient with your process. I know the roads you have traveled and those you must yet walk. In each season, I see not only your wounds, but also the limitless possibilities of your healing. If you listen openly, you will come to recognize my voice in words of encouragement spoken by a friend in moments of unexpected peace, in the strength to rise once more, though you wish to remain on the ground. My love is not measured by the absence of pain, but by my faithfulness through it. Where you walk, I have already gone ahead, and I mark each step with purpose, even the ones that seem faltering or lost to you. You may fear that you disappoint me, but nothing could persuade me to leave you. You are not a project to be abandoned. You are my beloved child, precious without condition, worthy to be cherished every moment. Let your heart find rest, knowing that I am unchanging. My promises are not fleeting, nor do I revise them according to your worthiness. Even when you feel faithless, my steadfastness covers you. The ground beneath your feet and the sun upon your face all speak of my nearness. It is never your own power that upholds you, but my mercy that lifts you day after day. When you grow weary and heavy with care, lean into my strength. Let your weaknesses become an opening for my grace to flow more fully into your life. I delight in meeting you exactly where you are, not waiting until you are improved or more certain. When shame or regret threaten to silence your heart, remember that I do not keep record of your failures. I see all things clearly and choose to define you by love, not by anything you have done or neglected. My forgiveness is not hesitant. It is a sure gift given before you even ask. Set aside the voice of condemnation and listen instead to the assurance I speak over you. You are free, loved, and invited forward. I will never tire of welcoming you. With every hesitation or faltering step, my joy only grows to see you return. You may not always recognize my work until time passes. Some gifts arrive in forms you did not anticipate, patience that stretches you, relationships that challenge and refine, doors that close only to hasten you toward a greater good. Trust that even when answers elude you, I am constructing a way, shaping light in darkness. As you walk forward, know that no failure, loss, or confusion can separate you from the destiny I have called you into. What I have begun in your life, I am faithful to bring to completion. All your questions are safe with me. Your honesty draws me closer, not further away. Draw near to me with confidence, not out of fear or obligation, but because you are fully known and never rejected. In the hardest seasons, you are not left to fend for yourself. I carry your concerns as if they were my own, holding you secure when you are too weak to stand. Remember, my dear one, that your hope rests not on changing circumstances, but in my unshakable character. Even as the world shifts and dreams seem fragile, I remain steadfast, a refuge for your soul, a place of quiet reassurance you can trust. So come just as you are. Allow me to tend to your wounds, to gently lift your gaze from what you have lost to what is still possible ahead. Let your dreams be shaped by my goodness, and place your fears in my hands. I will never let you go. Even in your failures, I am working to reveal new paths for growth, understanding, and life. Hold fast to this truth. I am never absent, never inattentive. I gather you into my heart, and nothing in all creation can ever tear you away from my loving embrace. You have come to me with heavy questions, laden with the burdens of your silent wonderings. I know the moments when your thoughts tremble between anxiety and hope, and the quiet tension when you feel unseen. My child, rest in me now. I see you clearly with a love that surpasses your ability to comprehend. No aspect of your life escapes my attention. Not a single sigh, not one longing glance, not even the ache you are unable to put into words. In your quietest despair and in your brightest joy, my presence surrounds you fully. You may believe your prayers vanish into emptiness, but none of your hopes are ever lost in the void. They arrive to me carried on the current of my spirit, and I receive every one of them with tenderness. If you sense I am silent, do not mistake my quiet for distance or for indifference. Like dew settles gently on still fields, my grace fills the places where words and explanations give way to the deep work of renewal. Sometimes I withhold answers, not to punish you, but to shape your hunger for me into deeper trust. Trust that I will sustain you even when the path is shrouded. You may not always perceive my hand, but you walk securely in my purpose. Your weakness is not a flaw to me. It is a place where my strength shines forth. Bring me all that makes you feel fragile, and I will cradle your weakness with patience. My love for you does not waver, does not depend on your moods or your successes. I have watched you grow, fall, heal, and still I draw near, not in disappointment, but in hope. Sometimes the world shouts that you must earn belonging, but I whisper truth. You are mine, wholly, completely always. Take courage, not because you are strong in yourself, but because I am with you in every hour and I do not recoil from your struggles. As you face the unpredictability before you, remember I am the one who sees beyond what is visible. Every crossroads, every loss, every bewildering turn, these are not signposts of abandonment. In places where you feel most uprooted, I am laying foundations deeper than you can measure. I invite you to ask your questions, to bring your doubts to me, for I will not turn away from an honest heart. It is not your certainty, but your openness that draws my nearness. When you are honest with me, you give me room to write hope where you see only limitation. Look at your scars. Notice how even when healing seemed impossible, you endured. Those places are evidence of my care. The proof that your suffering was seen and tended. I do not delight in your pain, but I am always working to redeem it. There is no wound too ancient, no grief too deep that I cannot comfort. When your heart aches for mercy, I am already with you, whispering peace into the core of your being. You are not alone. My promise is not only for distant saints or stories of old. My promise is for you now in your longing and your searching. Do not hide from me the parts of you that feel unworthy. Bring your regrets into my presence, for they lose their power beneath the weight of my grace. I know every regret, every anxious memory you carry. Nothing you reveal can make me withdraw. Instead, I am always calling you toward restoration. Lift your eyes to me. See how I draw near, arms open, heart steadfast, unwavering in my commitment to you. I do not measure you by the world's shifting standards. My love is the truest measure of your worth. You do not walk this road alone. Even when your companions are hidden from you, even when the days feel endlessly long, my spirit breathes comfort and courage into your soul. When fear presses at your door, remember that my peace is greater than any shadow. You do not have to pretend to be unmoved by life's storms. Bring your trembling heart to me, and I will hold you safe. I do not promise a life without difficulty, but I promise my presence in every moment. If you stumble, know that I am near, not to judge, but to help you rise again. Seek me not only in triumph, but in every season. I am with you just as closely in confusion and fatigue as in celebration. Let your ordinary days be transformed by the awareness that I am present in every breath, attentive to every need, rejoicing even in your smallest act of kindness. Your life matters to me, all of it, not just the moments you believe are enough. Breathe easy. You have nothing to prove to gain my affection. I have chosen you already. Whatever burdens you carry when you lay down at night, give them to me. Entrust your tomorrows and your fears into my keeping. While you sleep, I remain vigilant, working quietly for your good. I see not only where you have been, but where you are going. My plans for you are formed with care and understanding, shaped by the same love that called you into being. So come, bring your confusion, your weariness, your halting trust. You need not have perfect words, only a willing heart. I cherish every moment you choose to turn toward me. Together we will walk through uncertainty. Together we will find peace. Not because challenges disappear, but because my presence never leaves you. Trust me now. I am holding you closer than your breath, closer than your own soul. You are seen. You are precious. And in every question, I am the answer who never falters. I walk with you through this day as intimately as I walked with those who first recognized my voice, calling them from within the silence of their souls. Each moment is an invitation, an opening into deeper trust, a doorway to my nearness. You may wonder at times if you hear correctly, if your prayers pass through a void. Know this, not one word you utter escapes me. Not a single sigh from your heart is lost to me. I do not rest far above and apart from your struggles. I draw near when you are most in need, attuned to your quiet hopes, and the pain you sometimes cannot share aloud. My presence wraps you with assurance, not merely as a silent witness, but as the source of your courage to keep rising, to forgive, to dream beyond the boundaries set by disappointment. When you face the ache of uncertainty, remember, I am not a distant judge tallying your missteps. I am your Father, always present to restore, to heal, and to bring clarity where confusion clouds your view. I see the battles within. You're longing to be good. You're wrestling with weakness. You're yearning for assurance that you are loved without precondition. My love for you is not cautious. It is fierce, full, unreserved. I have seen every fear that hides beneath your brave words. I have felt your loneliness as if it were my own. Yet I do not leave you in your places of longing. I come to you in the gentle prompting of hope, the unexpected comfort of a friend's kindness, the quiet moments when your heart softens and finds rest. You may question the future, fearful of what tomorrow might bring, anxious about what you cannot control. Hear me. I have promised to sustain you. My faithfulness does not depend on the certainty of your circumstances, but on my unchanging character. Even as the world shifts around you, my commitment to you remains. As you trust, even imperfectly, your heart grows strong because its roots draw life from me. You do not have to shoulder burdens meant for tomorrow today. Let me carry what you cannot. Find peace, not in the absence of challenges, but in the assurance that nothing overwhelms you alone. Sometimes you wonder if you are seen amid the needs of so many. If your quieter grief or smaller joys matter to me. They do. I cherish every life I have formed. I know your story in its smallest detail. Even the gifts that seem simple, a smile you offer, a task you complete without praise, a secret prayer for another, echo in my heart and become part of the good I am working across the world through you. No kindness is wasted, no sacrifice unnoticed. In the unnoticed corners of your day, I am there delighting in your courage and cheering you forward as one who knows what it means to persevere. There are times when forgiveness feels impossible, either to receive for yourself or to grant to another. In those moments, remember the truth revealed through my Son. Mercy is never withheld from those who simply come. I do not demand that you come free of pain or anger. I only ask that you let me in. Let me touch the wounds that linger, and I will gently do what you cannot accomplish by sheer will. I will soften what feels unyielding, heal what has been broken, and free you from the chains of resentment that weigh down your spirit. Trust that the forgiveness I offer is abundant for you and for those you cannot yet forgive. As you grow, I invite you to exchange striving for abiding, to remain rooted in my presence, even when you feel uncertain or weary. Growth in me is sometimes slow, sometimes hidden, but always real, where you see only small beginnings. I am nurturing a harvest of goodness within and around you. Rest is not resignation. It is the confidence that your worth is established by love itself, not by the outcome of your efforts. In the quiet depths of your being, let my spirit remind you that you are already precious, already welcomed, already chosen. You might ask, even now, how to discern what is mine among the noise of many voices. My voice is one of gentleness and truth, never condemnation. When an urging leads you toward kindness, toward reconciliation, toward hope and courage, trust that I am at work in those places. Do not fear making mistakes. I can turn even your confusion into purpose. As you persist in seeking me, not only in formal moments, but in your ordinary routines, your laughter and your sorrow, I meet you with peace that surpasses understanding. I am teaching you how to love, how to hope, how to live unafraid. Everything I do in you is designed to set you free, to call you into the fullness of who you are, not only for your own sake, but for the blessing of those around you. My purposes for you are generous. I delight to see you step into them, not by force, but with simple trust. Do not measure yourself by the standards that leave you always feeling less than enough. Instead, walk in the assurance that in me you are wholly beloved. I go before you. I stand beside you, and I remain within you. With every breath you take, I am nearer than your doubts and greater than your fears, drawing you always onward, always deeper, always home. Beloved child, listen as you walk with me on this journey, for your heart is never hidden from my gaze. Every longing, every sorrow, every hope, these are as clear to me as the dawn. I am intimately familiar with each moment of your life. There is nothing you encounter that escapes my notice or my care. When you feel pressed on every side, know that I am not merely beside you, but within and around you. My presence is the constant assurance that you are not abandoned. When you question what lies ahead or wonder why some prayers seem to hang unanswered in the silence, trust that my wisdom holds your story together, even when you cannot see it. You may see only fragments, fears, or failures,